Hey guys, Baden here, aka Bades1 or Badezone. Coming at you with some pretty sad news today. I just made a video yesterday on my channel called A Tribute to Daniel Thomas. Now, Daniel Thomas is a guy, I'm sure if you guys have come to look up Daniel's name and you found this video, as you'll see by the title, Daniel has been pronounced dead, and his family just uploaded a video to his YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest looking at it. It's a very touching and fitting send-off to Daniel, but I'm sorry guys, because this has kind of shocked me a bit. I'm sorry if I'm saying a lot and I'm like not getting the words out right. It's kind of shocking and it's heartbreaking. It's all a lot at once. I even had to cut for a second to think about what I was going to say, but I made a video yesterday about Daniel, and it was called A Tribute to PeeWeeToms, and for some reason I had Daniel on my mind all day yesterday. I couldn't get him off my mind. I felt like his time was nearing an end, and I felt like I had to do a video. I didn't know if he would see it or not, but I wanted Daniel to see it. I really did. I don't know if he did or not. If he's just passed away, you'd imagine that he's probably been... When people are like that, when they die, they're usually in almost a coma-like state for a while. They sleep for a long period of time, and then they're gone, you know. They go through that whole horrible patch, and they have the death rattle, all that thing. But his family has uploaded that, and I made a video yesterday saying, you know, don't give up, don't give in, basically, to Daniel, but also, you know, giving my thoughts and my prayers to him and his family. And little did I know, a day later I'd get news like this. I was actually live streaming at the time on my Facebook, a live stream of Fortnite, trying it for the first time, and I get a message saying his family just announced it. So I go to his YouTube and I see that his family, sure enough, has announced that Daniel Thomas has passed away. And guys, all I want to say is, this guy was such an inspiration to so many people, even myself. You know, this guy, if you ever felt like you were going through something in your life, if you ever felt like you were dealing with a tough time, or that things were a bit hard and that things might be a bit too hard, you could look at Daniel's videos and you could see what he was going through and the messages he would send out. He was always about not giving up and not giving in. He's made merchandise for that. Those of you that have been lucky enough to order that and have that sent to you, you're privileged and you're lucky, because it's made by Daniel, but also that's what he stands for. That's his character. That's the way he holds himself. He never gives up, and he was fighting that disease persistently. He never stopped. Daniel never stopped fighting it. You know, even when he was dying, he was wanting to go on. He wanted to live longer. He really did. He fought for every second that he had on this earth, and it really should not have been that way. He should never have had to struggle like that and suffer like that and fight that hard, but he did. And that's the sign of a strong man right there. I have the biggest amount of respect for Daniel, for everything that he's been through. Not only just that, but the way he is. He never ever once You know, of course, he probably had his moments where he got upset about it, and he had his moments where he felt pity on himself. You know, he's allowed that. He's allowed that with what he was dealing with, but he never let it get the best of him. He never did. He never went publicly going on a rant. He never did that. I never saw that at all. Knowing me, if I ever had something like that, I probably would have ranted. I probably would have done something stupid like that. I probably would have gone on the internet, got a video camera, ranted to it, uploaded it probably, showing the raw anger of myself. Daniel didn't. He didn't do it at all. Daniel remained strong, but he also did not let it break his spirit or break his beliefs in not giving up and not giving in, you know. He was a strong young man, and I have a lot of respect for him and his family, because in that video I was expecting at some point in time for his family to break down and just be emotional. I was expecting it. I was thinking, oh, surely it's going to happen, because it's such a heartbreaking, heart-wrenching thing, but they're very strong, you know. I know that they didn't cry on camera, but on the inside, I know that they're going to feel broken. They're going to feel horrible, you know, that they were visibly, you can see it. If anyone's ever lost anyone or been through something like that, you can really see through the whole. I mean, well, I'm not going to say that, because that's not even what they were trying to do. They were trying to give Daniel's followers a positive message in a dark time, and that I can really admire, and that I can really respect, because they didn't have to be that strong. They didn't have to portray themselves in that way. They could have been emotional. They could have shown emotion and cried. They could have done so many things. They could have said so many things. They could have said, why take my son? But you know what they did? They made sure that Daniel's followers, they honoured Daniel's wishes, because Daniel would have wanted his followers to know what he would have wanted them to know from him, but it was said out of the family's mouth. I hope you understand what I'm saying. They were just making sure that Daniel's followers were alright, and knowing that he's gone, you know, and telling them, us, those that love Daniel and follow him, basically telling us not to give up and not to give in. Whatever we deal with in our lives, don't give up, don't give in. That's what Daniel would have wanted. And that's amazing, really, to see such a tough time. And, you know, a mum like that, you know, she's just lost her son, and she's telling us to not give up and not give in. And she's the one that's just been hit with the hardest thing in her life. She's telling all of us not to give up and not to give in, when really, we're the ones that need to be telling them not to give up and not to give in. So, that being said, your son, Daniel, I don't know if his family's going to see this. I don't know if his wife, Rebecca, I don't know if his mum or his dad's going to go on YouTube looking at all the tributes. I don't know. But I would really like them to know. And I know I'm only just a guy on the outside. I'm not a guy on the inside. I don't know your son completely. I only know what I've seen on YouTube and the way he's carried himself online, the way he has said things, the way he is. But if Daniel was wanting one thing, he would want you, his family, to not give up, not give in. You know, I know you've just been hit with the hardest thing that you've ever been hit with in your life. You know, you just lost your son. You just lost your husband. It's heartbreaking, heart-wrenching. You know, it's awful, absolutely horrendous that a family that is so nice and so lovely can go through something like this. But, you know, at the end of the day, I know that it's going to be hard to get back on track and to have life go back to normal again. But me as a follower of Daniel and someone that's watched from the outside and supported and loved every minute of his journey, even though it's tragic and it's hard and it was awful for him, I loved the man. You know, I loved him, I loved Daniel, and I loved his family too. You know, I grew to love you all when I was watching his videos, and I feel like he's created a community where we're all kind of a family in a way. So, that being said, I do wish you all the best. I do wish Daniel's mum and father and brothers the best. I really wish Rebecca the best. You know, I could just see her hugging this teddy in the video. And it was just so sad. It was so sad just to see this young woman. She's just lost her husband. She just got married to him. And now he's not there. It's like, fuck. What the fuck, man? Why does life have to be so cruel? I'm going to be the one to say that. Why does life have to be so cruel? You know, I don't understand it. I can't get my head around it. I deal with the illness myself. But why does everyone have to be robbed of such an amazing young man like Daniel? I don't understand it. I never will. You know, neither will his family. You know, but there's only one thing that it teaches us throughout all of this madness, throughout all of this horrible situation. The only thing that it really does teach us is strength. You know, being strong in the face of adversity. It's the only thing that can come out of this, you know. He stayed strong, he fought with every bit in him. That's all we can do in life, is fight. When something is against us and when something is trying to put us down, we've got to fight it. That's what Daniel did. And he would want us all to do the same thing. Never give up, never give in. So that's all I can leave you guys with. I'm really sorry to his family. I'm really sorry to those that were very, very close to him, that saw the horrific struggling that he went through. Also to his followers, you know, I know that you guys really loved watching his uploads. You really waited and you hoped that you'd get more updates, that you'd get more videos, and that he would be more active with the channel near the end, and you were just worried about him. You know, you were loving him and not wanting him to go. And I'm really sorry to everyone that followed him. You know, I'm sorry to myself because I freaking love the guy, you know, and it's just heartbreaking to see him go. Anyway, I wish you all the best, guys, and I told a few people that commented on my last video that I'd update you if I knew anything, and that's what I'm doing. Anyway, love you all, peace, and I hope you're keeping your minds in a good place, and yeah, I wish you the best.